Today we'll be building a wireless fingerprint attendance system for the ESP32. Now this fingerprint attendance system works completely offline. It's a standalone system that's built on a single ESP32 S3, and the ESP32 handles everything from fingerprint verification to user input through a keypad, on-screen feedback, and logging attendance data to an SD card. It's going to be super useful. It's going to be fun. Let's begin. In this video, we'll be using a Freenove ESP32 S3 and a breakout board for our ESP32, as well as a 4x4 number pad, a TFT display module, a fingerprint sensor, and I'm using a 32GB SD card. We'll also be using two resistors for our voltage divider, a 10K and a 20K ohm resistor, a breadboard, and some jumper wires. The fingerprint input that I'm using is the FPM11A green light optical fingerprint sensor. It handles all the fingerprint processing internally, like the image capture, the extraction, and the matching, so the ESP32 never sees raw fingerprint data. What it does receive is the template ID and the confidence score over serial connection, and that's important for privacy if you're doing this project with a group in public or a classroom setting. Just know that the fingerprint never leaves the sensor itself. When you place your finger on the sensor, it'll capture the optical image using a green LED, and it converts that into a digital template and compares that against templates stored in its internal memory. If there's a match, the sensor reports the matching ID and a confidence value, but if there isn't a match, it reports a failure and nothing gets logged. We're using this sensor today because it's self-contained and fairly reliable from my experience, and it doesn't require a lot of heavy processing on the microcontroller, and the idea that you can enroll and delete fingerprints directly from the firmware makes this a great option for your standalone system. The fingerprint sensor connects directly to the ESP32 using UART serial interface, so the transmit and receive lines are the TX and RX lines that are connected to pins 16 and 17. I'm also using the sensor's touch output, which tells the system when the finger is present so it doesn't continually pull the sensor. And that's the blue wire, which is 3.3 volt, and then the yellow wire, which is connected to pin 12. You're probably wondering why I have a voltage divider on the TX line when the Amazon sensor documentation lists TTL level UART, which is 3.3 volt logic. Since I couldn't find an official datasheet for this module and I'm powering it from a 5 volt rail, I added a small voltage divider on the sensor's TX line to guarantee the ESP32 never sees more than 3.3 volts. It shouldn't be necessary, but it also doesn't hurt anything either. For the display, I'm using a 1.8 inch TFT display based on the ST7735 controller. It's a 128 by 160 color display that connects over SPI, and this connection allows us to keep the pin usage low, and it has its own frame buffer so the ESP32 only updates the screen when needed. So it only requires a handful of pins, and it works well with ESP32. This display will be used to show us the system status, scan results, usernames, and timestamps in real time. This particular module has a micro SD card slot on the back of the PCB, and I use that to log attendance data directly in CSV format. You'll notice in my diagram that some of the pins between the TFT display and the SD card share a common SPI connection. That's the SCK and SCL pin, and the MOSI and SDA pin. Since I left J1 open on the back of the PCB, I connected VCC to 5 volt while connecting the backlight to 3.3 volt. As for the SD card, I format it to FAT32. I used Notepad to create a list of 20 random names. These would be the names of my users. I then name the file users.csv and I place it in the root folder of my SD card. For the input, I'm using a standard 4x4 matrix keypad, and that'll give me an easy way to enter user IDs, access admin functions like enrolling or deleting fingerprints without needing a computer or serial display. This keypad has 16 separate buttons. It has 4 rows, 4 columns, and each key is a momentary switch that connects one row to one column, and when you press a key, it shorts a specific row-column pair. So instead of 16 input pins, we only need 8. The pins on this number pad are either row pins or column pins, and from left to right you'll see R1 through R4 for rows, then C1 through C4 for columns. There is no VCC or ground pin. As you look at the code, you'll see this firmware turns the ESP32 into a standalone fingerprint attendance system with 2 different modes, a verify mode and an admin mode. On boot, it starts the hardware UART for the fingerprint sensor on pin 16 and 17. It initializes the TFT display, mounts the SD card, and starts the Wi-Fi in the background. I'm only using Wi-Fi to sync the clock. In verify mode, a touch signal triggers a scan without blocking the main loop, and if the sensor matches a stored fingerprint, the code looks up the name from users.csv that we created earlier, It shows the result on screen and logs only the successful matches to our newly created attendance file in Excel format. In the admin mode, the keypad lets you enroll, delete, or count templates by ID without reflashing. Now that we're ready to load our code, we want to go ahead and select the correct board and port in this window up here. We also want to make sure that we have the appropriate libraries. For instance, you can look up the keypad library and then install this right here directly from the IDE. So we'll back out of this. If you're using ESP32 like I am, you want to go to Preferences and make sure that you have the correct additional board manager URL. You want the one for the JSON package index for the ESP32, this one right here. Once you follow these steps, you should be ready to upload your code right here. I've uploaded the code and now I'm ready to give you a demo here. I'm going to enroll 3 of my fingers under 3 different names. So here it asks for my ID. I'm going to type in 1. Now it wants me to place my finger on here. Remove finger, place it back on, scan again. Enrollment OK. Alright, now I'm going to do my second finger. And I'm going to give it an ID number 2. And that'll correspond with the names in my user list that I created earlier. I'm going to put my second finger, my middle finger, on here. And it'll tell me to place it back on. Enrollment will be good. And then now I'm going to do the same with the third finger. Now I'm done with my third finger. Now I'm going to go to verify mode by pressing D. I'm going to scan my first finger and see if the name pops up. It should say John Smith and give it date and time. John Smith, 2025, 12/24. And then it has a time right there next to it. Now we're going to do the second finger, and that should correspond with ID number 2. And that corresponds with the list that we created with the user.csv. And as we're scanning fingers, it has created 2 files. One file gives you a scan, whether it passed or not, and the other file is an Excel spreadsheet with name, date, and time, and a confidence score. That's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like the video by clicking the thumbs up. Also consider subscribing if you enjoy this type of stuff, and share it with somebody else who may find it useful. If you want to join the email list to get the code and diagrams as the videos are posted, be sure to check out the description for details. Until then, I'll see you with another video.